Hi guys, my name is Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's getting on for 9:30 in the evening now and I've calmed down. I've made myself a cup of coffee and I've been drinking that and I've been trying to calm myself down. Because when people attack you with comments, it makes me shake. When this Raj was just, you're wrinkly, you're old, you're this, you're that, I'm shaking. It was done as somebody was having a takeaway and there was a load of cars coming down the road delivering takeaways to other people as well. The bags that I took upstairs were quite heavy. My mum gave me a lot to carry. The taxi driver on the way back had a Scooby-Doo soft toy in his car window. The blonde lad. A really nice looking blonde man with a face mask over his face. He was really polite. He helped me put my bags in the boot of his car. He was a really nice bloke. And there was a Scooby-Doo soft toy sat on his window where the windscreen was. And it stank of air freshener. There was a dangly air freshener wafting out and this sheet of plastic. And are we still dealing with COVID conditions? Because I couldn't breathe in that car. And that guy was considerate because he'd left the window where I was sat partially open. He was choking in that car driving. That car could have had an accident. He couldn't breathe. He was coughing himself. There was a stench in there of really strong air freshener. I don't wear perfume. I put deodorant on, otherwise if you don't put deodorant on, you're going to smell of BO. But I don't wear strong perfume. Sometimes I spray a tiny bit of Impulse around my neck and on my elbows, but I don't cover myself in a huge potent perfume. I keep smelling that when I go out of my flat, and sometimes when I go into the lift, there's a really strong stench of really bad aftershave or someone's really potent perfume, and smells can make you feel faint. Sometimes they burn food next door, and I'm so close to next door, when I go out in the evenings, the smell of their food nearly makes me fall down. And especially if you are poor and you can't afford to eat, you keep coming home and smelling lovely dinners for 5 or 6 people coming through the door, which I do very often, can make you feel sick and miserable. So it was like COVID was still about. I nearly suffocated in the back of that taxi, and that poor bloke, I don't know how he could see to drive with that smell. It was making my eyes water, and I was sat in the back. I could have caused a nasty accident. He was driving rather fast. I think he wanted to get out of the taxi. He couldn't breathe. So I'm going to show you some of the things my mum gave me. Now, first of all, she gave me a ginormous pair of jeans. They were absolutely enormous. And then she gave me these. Frankie, UK 18, Dorothy Perkins. So she's given me a pair of size 18 Dorothy Perkins jeans. I'm a 16, but I'm sure I can get these on if I put a belt round them. So, you know, it's getting into the role of my mother. Nice pair of jeans, with a couple of small back pockets, and the jeans that she gave me first of all were the size of a blimp. Someone with an enormous bottom of about size 40 or 50. The jeans were enormous that she gave me. I said, there's no way I'm taking those home. A, they would have weighed a ton, and B, what's the point of taking home a pair of jeans where you're your two legs into one leg and they're no use to me. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, it's pointless taking things home that don't fit you. So, yeah, my mum said that she'd asked Sue to get me dog food. And Sue couldn't get dog food for a small dog. So Sue brought back 2 boxes of senior tasty chunks in gravy, meaty feast. And these were given to my mum Jennifer by Sue. Senior tasty trunks. Now I've got a small chihuahua, but Mum said to me, you can chop that up and give it to Max, can't you? I can. Sue didn't get any cat food, which it doesn't matter. I don't demand things of people. I just like a bit of company. I just want some company. I would be happy with just company. I don't go up there and demand things. I get cross when someone takes the mickey out of me and tells lies. That's natural, but I don't get cross if someone's being nice to me and sits down and have a chat and treats me respectable like the woman that I am. Toffee Hoops yogurt, Muller Corner yogurt, my mum gave me as well, and she gave me some Morrison's crisps and a Cornish pasty. I got given some of those Morrison's crisps. My mum gave me some tissues. And tissues come in handy for all sorts of things, blowing your nose, don't they? And if you spill something somewhere and you wipe it off. Right. The only way that I'm going to get out of this place is to move myself. And I can't see anybody wanting to move underneath that racket. So I'm just going to have to find another way to get out. Can't keep running away from it, because it doesn't solve the problem, does it? As I said to the taxi driver, you know, it's a lovely place, it's a lovely area, but and he said, you always get one that spoils it. There's always one that spoils it. And I said to him, I could move somewhere else, and it happened. I mean, I'm sick and tired of it, to be honest. And why do people need to smoke drugs to give them confidence? I mean, why would you need drugs to help you cope with your children? Or I don't understand. You know, years ago, people were happy sitting around as a family playing board games. They didn't have mobile phones. They didn't have all this newfangled rubbish. They were quite happy playing board games. Does everyone remember Snakes and Ladders, Ludo, Curve Plunk, the marble game? I mean, I used to get satisfaction out of something that cost a couple of quid. Does anyone remember the elastic? I used to jump in and out of the elastic at school. A piece of elastic that cost £1. Right, I got immense joy out of elastic, and cat's cradle, putting the string around your hand and doing things with it. Jacks, a ball and some jacks and throwing them up. Marbles. The kids today, it's just so technical, and they spend hours and hours staring at screens. They make your eyes go crazy. They watch violent games. And they learn bad behaviour. Because, you know, them just get told to sit down, shut up, and they're stuck with a mobile phone or a games console. They're not taken out for walks. They're not, they're just told to sit, shut up and play with that, and they go mental. They stare at this screen for hours and hours, watching people being shot and cut up and all sorts of things, and they go stir crazy. We have to spend time with our kids and time with each other, which people don't do anymore. And when I shout, because you see, he doesn't understand. He doesn't live underneath. He doesn't know what it sounds like when his kids sound like they're crashing through my ceiling. To him, I probably do sound mad and stupid, but if he sat down where I sit or where I go to bed and he actually heard what his kids sound like, then he might realise why I bang the ceiling and shout sometimes, right? But it's not crazy when you're in pain and you just want to lie down, and then all of a sudden it sounds like my whole ceiling is